Make you happy, but it can make a really good deposit to buy the things that do make you happy. Now, we would have heard a lot of... You're supposed to laugh at that, that's supposed to be funny.
I did.
Just let me on my own. You guys join in on the side, that's fine. Now, you would have heard a bit lately about The Secret, and this is all about the power of attracting good things to you, letting the universe know what you want, and the universe will provide for you. Now, a few little tweaks on that, and a real-life application of how to turn that into lots of zeros in your bank account. We'd like to welcome Josh and Croz this morning, who are going to talk to us about the Happy Secret.
Yes, that's right.
Morning, guys.
How you going?
So, Josh, Croz, just there we go. Just so everyone knows where we're at. Josh, first of all, mate, in a short way, I know it's going to be difficult. Tell us roughly what you're doing here with the Happy Secret.
Yeah, well, I guess a lot of people have seen The Secret, and everyone's familiar with the theories of the law of attraction. I guess rather than talking about the theories, I'm actually putting it all into action. So I'm writing a book about using these concepts, and I've decided to set myself the goal of making $1 million in a year. So very exciting.
And so where are you at this point in this project?
The year actually is going to start in September. So the year hasn't begun yet. I'm doing all the planning and getting things set up for the big year. And yeah, meeting a lot of interesting people. It's been going for about 6 weeks. And working with Croz, he's my mentor. And yeah, I guess going back on what you were saying before about happiness and the wealth is, following the happiness first, not trying to make yourself happy with money. It's make yourself happy first and the money will come.
I've always been a bit of a believer that the money is a byproduct.
Yeah, that's right.
Get everything else happy in your life, get everything working on the right track. Look, don't get me wrong, I'd rather be rich and miserable than broke and miserable. But if you get your choice, if you do things that keep you happy in here, and Dr. Dingle's a regular guest on the show, is always talking about the same thing. Get your attitude right, get your environment right, start chasing your dreams. Everything should come along with it. And they say that once you find a job that you're happy with, you never work another day in your life.
That's right.
Exactly.
Now this $1 million, how are you going to get it? Is it like you're going to get people online and say, look, just send me $10? Or because if it works, let me know.
Well, I will. Yeah, well, it's going to be a range of different strategies. I mean, it's also all the wealth creation stuff. So looking at property, looking at setting up businesses, shares. The interesting thing is I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it. I just know that that's what's going to happen. And day by day I'm meeting the right people that are presenting the opportunities and just... Isn't
it amazing once you actually finally go, right, this is what I'm doing. Not I'm thinking about it. As soon as you go, right, I'm doing it, the people just pop up, don't they?
That's right. And that's the law of attraction in work, is that if you don't know what you're doing, how can the universe come and help you? And what most people do is they bog themselves down in the detail of how things are going to happen. No, I can't do that, because they're programmed to believe they can't do things. But once you actually focus on what you're doing, the universe says, hang on, he needs a bit of help along there, I'll present him. He'd want someone to do that, and then everything starts falling into place, and it happens every single time. You're your own worst enemy.
So, Croz, is that what you're doing, is keeping Josh in line, keeping him focused?
Well, the main thing I have to do is stop him drinking by 10 o'clock. But apart from that,
if I had back half the money I spent on drink, I'd already be a millionaire.
He's actually covered a lot of ground, because the first thing he's done is he's made his decision as what he wants to do. He's left his job, because trading time for money, you're not going to earn $1 million in a year. So what he's done is he's left his employment and he's now created himself as a contractor, where he gets increased money because he's a contractor. So he works half the time to earn the same money, and the other half that he frees up he's now using to create the wealth. So you can't be entrepreneurial if you're worried every day how you're going to pay the rent or feed yourself. So that's the bottom line. You've got to create an income in less time so that you can have time to be entrepreneurial.
So I was just going to say, what was your motivation for this then? Was it The Secret, or was it the money issue, or were you broke, or were you unhappy in your job?
Yeah, I mean, for the last 12 months I've been working full-time at an advertising agency and putting in a lot of hours. And
that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, that was. I mean, that was my goal. I really wanted to get into advertising. Finally got the dream job.
Yeah, and then, it wasn't what you expected.
Yeah, no, I loved every minute of it. But looking back on a year, I went, well, is that really what I want to do for the next year? Is work 60-hour weeks? Look at the money that I was earning. I thought, well, yeah, maybe I should be doing things a bit differently. And then I read a book about how to become a millionaire and thought, what a great book.
Okay, so it wasn't The Secret, as in, you know, the...
Yeah, well, I'd been familiar with the law of attraction and The Secret, and it's all part of it. But I guess I read this book and thought, why wait to make $1 million and write a book? Let's write a book as we go, and that's why I've got my website, which is a blog. So I update that every day with progress on how I'm going and what I'm putting into place. And
so what sort of response do you get out there? Because there's a lot of jealous people in the world, and there's a lot of people who want to impose their negative thoughts on things, and sometimes with the best intentions. I know I've got people in my family who just, Jason, you can't get a job in television. There's no future in it. Get away from there. They're pretty close to the truth, but at the same time, that's not helping me at all.
Yeah, that's right.
What are you getting online through your blog? Are you getting people saying, good on you, Josh, go for it, mate?
Yeah.
Take us on a holiday when you got your million? Yeah. Because that's what I'm going to write. But
it wasn't you writing those emails, was it?
Percentage. But no, I mean, seriously, how's the feedback been?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like everything, you get mixed feedback, but it's been overwhelmingly positive. A lot of people, and I guess since I started the project and started the goal, everyone's like, yeah, do it, why not? So yeah, there's a few people that kind of come back with their own thoughts on, yeah, why should you do that? How come I can't do that? And it's like, well, what's stopping you?
Yeah. The thing is, once you go down the line of positivity and you are focused, it's very difficult to attract negativity. Because it's not vibrating at the same vibration, so those people don't take up the effort to say it, and if they do, it's you know, they've been programmed to do that. It doesn't matter what you do, you know. It's you're going to be negative, but
you
it's
can't please all the people all the time.
That's right.
That's it. And you know, and if that's their bag, fair enough, but as I say, most of it is really positive.
Well, on the website you can actually register to get updates on what I'm doing, and when people do that, they can tick if they believe I'm going to do it or not.
Okay.
And so I track, you know, what feedback I'm getting, and like over 90% of people say yes.
Oh, really?
So
That's good.
it's really encouraging.
So are you going to just stop at 1 million, or what if you get 500,000? Why 1 million? Like, you know.
I guess 1 million in 12 months just sounded like a nice round figure. It's an easy goal.
Okay,
That's more of an advertising ploy, really. It's, there's no, and that's one thing as well with any vision. Never limit it. No. Because the universe doesn't know the difference between a dollar.
Isn't a lot of money these days.
No,
that's right.
You own your own house, you're a millionaire, and that's really. But it's still got that sort of bit of stardust to it, $1 million, and that was all it was. But don't ever limit your dream. Don't ever, you know, have it there. Start with happiness, but with that pulling you along, and. It's, you know, the difference, the universe don't know the difference. One's like that, and the million's just got the rest, and Bill Gates will tell you the rest of it's, the next lot's just another 3 noughts on the end. So, and what's a naught? Nothing.
Nothing, yeah. Exactly.
So that's how to view it. And the thing is, you put your limitations on what you're doing. No one else. Someone comes into you and says, you can't do that. If you don't believe them, it's got no effect on you. The only effect is if you're stupid enough to believe them.
There's even a theory out there that doctors, when they tell people they've only got 3 months to live or they've only got 6 months to live, basically that's why. It's not because doctors are all so accurate, it's because people believe them and they get it in their head and it's like, oh, that's how long I've got and that's how long they've got.
Yeah.
I guess it's like Alan Pease was on the show and he was talking about how he was diagnosed and how he kind of came up against it.
And that's why you can fight it.
Yep.
That's why you get people, they say, I don't believe that.
That's right.
We got a great family friend was diagnosed, cut open and diagnosed with cancer. He used to smoke hundreds of cigarettes a day. He said, oh, he's so bloody stupid. Yeah. And he was given 6 months to live, and I think it was about 5 years later, he's still sort of shocking the doctors because he refused to believe
I think anyone that still has doubts about the power of positive thinking or the psychosomatic response in general, the pointing of the bone or the I think anyone who doubts that these days is floating in the breeze.
It's like the placebo. You see, what the unfortunate thing today is that there is so much information, and everyone's got their own way of putting it across. Now, if a doctor comes to you and says, hey, oh, Jason, there's a pill there, this will do that, you remember the little pain you had here, swallow that.
That's exactly
and you do it. But if 10 doctors come in and tell you they've got a pill, but it's going to do it differently, the placebo effect won't work because you can't concentrate. So what I say to people, get one teaching that you believe, forget all the rest, because they all lead to the same place. They might have different ways of presenting it, but if you concentrate on one, you're halfway there.
Focus on the job. All right, well, Josh, I'm going to log onto your blog, mate, and I'm going to tick that I reckon you're going to do it box. Because I reckon
keep us keep us up to date on this.
Yeah, well,
very
especially towards the end once you've got lots of money. Keep us really up to date. Oh, here we go.
There you go. Got some shirts.
Follow Josh on the happy
so you can't forget it.
Secret.
There we go.
Oh, he's even got.
I'm going to wear that on the weekend. Excellent.
Thank you.
We need to go to